Hi, Allie.
Hi.
And hello, wonderful listeners, and welcome to Arcane Trinity, a D&D tabletop RPG actual play podcast. I am Evan, your humble dungeon master, and I'm joined by Allie and Allie.
Yep.
Hello.
Hello.
And welcome to session 1 of our first campaign, Tides of Esthios.
Mm-hmm.
A homebrewed world that we're all about to step into. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
You positive?
Yes.
Yes. Bring it on.
You better be ready.
Oh God.
Oh God. Listeners, help us.
They can't help you. They're in for the same ride too.
That's true.
But without further ado, let's begin with the first chapter of our story. As we look over the continent of Esthios, which has been separated by a dark river for quite some time, looking towards the top half, towards Lantagloss, it is a sunset, another evening here as the skies are various shades of orange and purple mixing through the clouds. And you can hear the ringing of bells coming from near a castle that is inside the capital of Arkala. As we move into the city, we can see hundreds of people gathering in a common space. And just up above it, you can see a chopping block with a prisoner that has been chained down, their head just over the block, their arms chained outstretched in front of them. An executioner with a large blade heaved over his shoulder, as an older elven gentleman in fine clothes walks up towards this prisoner that's shaking, stinky, almost has a lack of humanity to him, as this gentleman walks up towards him and says, "Have you any final words?" And this prisoner just kind of lets out a eerie chuckle. He says, "I have nothing for you. I've done all I need to. But I suppose I have one final thing to say. No one will remember you." With that, the king simply nods as the executioner walks over and drops the blade. But that's not where our story begins.
Oh, okay.
What?
Our story begins on the other side
Oh my God.
of the water. As we now take ourselves... Do you need a moment to compose yourselves?
For a hot second, I thought it was your character, and I was like, what the hell?
Now that would be a twist.
Plot twist, I don't have a PC.
Oh my God.
I am an NPC. No.
Okay.
So, we change our focus to the opposite side of the water as we look down towards the island of Pyrith. And as we come on down, we find ourselves in a nice carriage rolling down a cobble road. The interior is fairly decent. It's not as if this is a wooden carriage that you would just throw hay bales or other harvest inside of. This is made to travel people decently to help them get from town to town, as the island can be pretty big and have a hefty trek between them. Inside, we see a fairly downtrodden, commoner, half-elven woman with her son kind of in her arms. We see this really older elven gentleman has on this kind of fancy yellow and black robe with a pointy yellow hat on his head. There's also another gentleman that is in kind of an overcoat of sorts that's hiding his face and kind of sitting away from the others. And we also see someone else. If Allie, you would like to introduce your character.
Yeah, so this is Allie with 2 L's.
Yes, to clarify.
To clarify.
So you see, kind of just hunched over in her seat, 6 foot tall, very muscular woman with flaming red hair.
Ooh.
And it's swept to one side with small braids on the other. She has a bronze breastplate that shows off her, can I say, very amazing 6-pack.
Yes, you can, and yes, you should,
And you will.
and you have.
And there are a few tattoos scattered across her body. There's also a long piece of blue fabric that hangs down to her knees with a silver moon embroidered into it.
Nice.
And as she kind of looks around at all the other passengers, her eyes are a swirling pool of ethereal golden color, and she has a little bit of freckles across her cheeks.
Ooh,
Wonderful.
pretty lady.
Inside this carriage right now, having been traveling for some time, heading towards the town of Hillcrest, how would Valora be composing herself as she's kind of in this cramped space near other people?
Valora, she has her great axe just kind of between her knees since it was really uncomfortable to sit with it on her back.
Oh, true.
And so she's kind of just clutching it. She's kind of hunched over a little bit. And I think she would just be just kind of looking around at the other passengers a bit warily, but she's just minding her own business, just keeping to herself mostly.
Yes, minding your own business. It's kind of trying to keep to yourself and get this journey done. And you see the older gentleman, through the journey has been occasionally looking at you, but right now he's just kind of eyebrows curiously furrowed, looking towards you. Not really saying anything right now, just kind of leaning in closer, looking at you a little bit, looking around you, looking at your arms, your tattoos, just your physique in general.
Kids
as he
these
looks
days.
at you. I don't know how this makes Valora feel.
Valora just kind of stares back at him and quirks an eyebrow and kind of tilts her head as if to say, "What are you looking at?" But she doesn't say anything verbally.
Yeah, he eventually his gaze looks back up and sees. He's like, sorry, you remind me of a old adventuring friend of mine. That's all. Are you an adventurer of sorts yourself?
Valora kind of looks at him and her eyes kind of slightly widen in intrigue, and she says, I am, yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. I used to have a lot of friends. I knew someone quite like you, a very strong, muscular lady. She was the muscle of the group. We had another guy, Trevor. He was not a very big fan of the fact that she was the one that was the muscle of the group. But you know what? She was just incredible. Cleave many people in half, right down the top. Just hearing that skull. Do you hear the child just kind of over there, kind of closer to her mom? But those days, they're a little past me. Most of them have come and gone. It's just me now.
Oh.
It's not quite the same, but... that's just sad of me. I'm sorry.
Oh my god. It's really depressing.
Valora, her tensed up shoulders kind of relax a bit, and she looks at him and she just kind of nods and she goes, I'm sorry to hear that.
It's fine. I know you didn't quite ask for that at all. Just kind of let that out there. I just don't see many people quite like you. You do stand out amongst many people I meet in my days. Yes, something special. You said your name was Valora?
Valora, yes.
Yes, of course. My name is Almer the Wondrous. It's a pleasure to meet you. Kind of sticks out a dainty, bony hand towards you.
Bony.
And he does it with his palm down, fingers out gently, that kind of style of greeting.
Valora reaches out and grabs it the right way and turns it and gives him a firm.
Oh god.
Your hand
handshake.
kind of swallows his. Because, I mean, you're not, a giant by any means.
Yeah.
But even for your stature, you are bigger than pretty much anyone that is in this cart, especially this older gentleman who in his age has shrunk down in size from what you would usually expect someone to be at. He's like, that's a grip right there. Oh gosh, so are you heading to Hillcrest, I assume?
Yes, for the festival.
The Harvest Festival, yes. So it's got to be a wonderful time. Was it your first time going there?
It is my first, yeah.
Is there anything that brings you there? Any of the fun? Any of the specific food stalls or anything?
Oh, sure.
That was a very concise answer. I was not expecting.
She keeps it at that.
I love that.
I wanted to small talk a little bit. But,
This or this? Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, have you ever been to Hillcrest before? I'll assume.
No,
probably
today's my first time.
Oh, okay. Well, when we get there, there's a nice tavern there that you can go to that should have some places to stay. The Brisk Birch. It's the only place that'll be hard to miss it. The town's usually pretty small, but around this time of year, when it's the Harvest Festival, it gets really bustling and busy. You'll see all the stalls and the vendors building their stuff later.
At the mention of a tavern, Valora leans forward a little bit. Her eyes kind of sparkle, and she goes, "What was it called?"
The Brisk Birch.
How are their drinks?
I mean, it's how you would expect. Pretty standard fare. It's not anything too crazy. No, we don't get the fancy stuff like they do over there.
Oh, that's perfectly fine.
Well, good. Well, I hope you have a wonderful time there. I hope you have what you're looking for over there.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I'll go ahead and leave you alone. And you see as he sits back down that the gentleman that's kind of, in that large coat kind of has the hood over him. You just kind of see him scribbling down on a notebook. And you can make a perception check for me quick.
Sure. Interesting. First roll of the campaign. What is it?
It's 12. Okay, let's see. Perception. That makes it a 17.
17?
Ooh,
Okay.
nice.
So as you're settling back in and kind of looking back around at everything, you see the mother and child who are relaxing back down again after mother kind of patted the head and be like, "Don't worry, it was just a story."
No.
Oh, gosh.
Still with the cleaving.
But you see the gentleman that's kind of sitting himself in the corner a little bit, kind of almost like keeping himself away from people. You can see very clearly that he's kind of constantly trembling, and as he's writing in his notepad, even though you can't see what he's writing from here, you can see that his hand is shaking so tremendously that whatever he's writing probably wouldn't end up being that legible in the first place.
Huh.
Interesting.
Valora kind of glances over at him. She goes, "Excuse me. Are you okay?"
You see the hood just kind of look up. You don't really get much face. You can kind of see a dark goatee of sorts that he has. He just kind of looks up and just looks back down at his notes and keeps writing.
Could I see if he was glancing at anyone that may have made him tremble like that?
I would say make an insight check.
Insight.
Second roll of the campaign.
Insight. That's a 13.
13?
Not happen?
I would say with a 13 that as you're looking at this individual, he's been in here the whole time with you, and ever since you came in, he's kind of been sitting in that corner. I would say that it doesn't seem like there's anything in specific of anyone that he's looking at or anything that he's heard that might be setting him off. It just seems like as this carriage ride has gone on, it's just started to get progressively worse as it's gone on. But you can't necessarily make out any reason for it. It doesn't seem like a reason for it is anyone that's in here from looking at it.
Okay.
Seems to be some kind of outside reason that is pertaining to whatever is happening to him.
Laura just kind of stares at him after he doesn't answer her question, and then she just shrugs and leans back and closes her eyes.
Of course.
Try to take a little nap.
Laura,
You okay? Nothing. All right, fine. I'll sleep, I guess.
Laura rests back, takes a little nap, as shouldn't be too far away at this point. And after a little bit of resting your eyes, you feel the carriage kind of swing as it makes a turn somewhere, and you get off of the cobble roads and feel yourself more on dirt as you're moving forward. And you start to hear a little more noise of the outside world closing in as you seem to be entering the town of Hillcrest. As you go on inside, as the older gentleman had said, when you come in, the town is pretty small. When you look out the windows of the caravan, and you see over off on the side, you drive past the brisk birch for a moment, and you can see way down in the town past a church that next to where all the harvest fields are, you see tons of stalls being put up. Some are already there. Some are testing various lights and source to try and make them stand out. Some are still just trying to barely nail together the wood that will be their little vendor spot.
Oh, cute.
But eventually the caravan comes to a halt. And as soon as it does, everyone kind of stands up to leave. You notice the cloaked gentleman kind of rushes away his notepad and tries to get up beyond everyone else and kind of forces his way out the door a bit.
Dang, interesting.
Okay.
You arrive in Hillcrest, and as you do and step out the doors and look across at everything and start to head towards the brisk birch, you feel that tingle in your head.
What?
This didn't happen when I stepped into the carriage.
You felt it for a bit
Okay.
as you've been heading towards, but you start to feel it a bit stronger now as you've kind of gotten actually into Hillcrest.
Can I still see the cloaked man, or has he gone too far?
You can make a perception check for me.
Okay.
He just has a fear of carriages, so he wanted to get out.
Another 13.
No, 13? Yeah, you can, as you look around a bit, you know, you felt that ping in your head, which made you lose focus as you got outside for a minute. But you look around and you see that figure as he heads off farther into town. Not very much farther because it's a small place, but you watch as he heads towards what is probably the fanciest place here. You see that there's sort of a small mansion of sorts that's behind these iron gates. As you see, he kind of struggles to take out a key, twists it, and is able to open up the gates, slams it behind him, and goes inside this mansion of sorts.
Flora watches him walk into this huge mansion, and she just kind of grunts disapprovingly to herself. And she looks around. Is the pinging still going on even after he's out of sight?
Yeah, you still got
Okay.
it.
I don't know what's happening.
I think that she's going to note it, and she's just going to continue walking towards the tavern.
Of course. With that, Valora
Curious.
heads towards the tavern.
Interesting.
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 But with that, we'll kind of move backwards slightly, but head inside the Brisk Birch. A tavern that is typically slow on any given day of the year. But as the harvest festival is coming close, the place is pretty packed inside, with travelers that have made their way here that stay from far away and have no place close enough to stay at. Most of the tables are starting to fill up. A lot of people are celebrating, clanking their drinks together. And towards the kitchen, we can start to hear pots and pans and various things being fumbled about. As we walk inside the kitchen, we see a small halfling fellow with a hat that's almost like a third of the size of his body as a foot-long chef's hat on top of him, as he's trying to struggle to keep dishes going. As beside him, Allie, would you like to describe your character?
Yes. Okay. So, this is a 5'4" half-elf girl. She's very cute. She got bright, like sapphire blue eyes, slightly tan skin. The right, like short bob cut. The right half is like her right half is white, and the other half is black, like straight down the middle. Long sleeve dress. It comes down to like her knees. Very silvery and sparkly, with like blue trim, blue boots that match, that come up to just below her knees. Blue corset. She's very color coded. All the same color, like light blues and dark blues, like accented corset with like 3 straps down the middle that have little heart-shaped buckles. And on her waist is tied underneath her corset is a sickle that looks to have been carved out of some sort of blue crystal that she always has with her. And she's doing her best to keep up with this. She's been working here for a while, not too long, but this is not what she is used to. There's usually like probably like maybe like 5 or so people in here.
Honestly, not even.
Oh gosh.
When it's dinner rush, it's probably like 3 to 4. This is a small farming town, typically. So people come in at different times. They've almost got a routine. You're not used to various people at once, but it is pretty dire inside there right now.
She's like, Pimerick,
oh, yes?
why do you have just me? Why didn't you hire anyone else? I feel like this is like a little too much for both of us.
Most people, quite frankly, don't want to work here because they're here for the Harvest Festival. Most people that live in the town, they're doing stuff, and most visitors, they're doing stuff.
Yeah.
You, quite frankly, did a job.
Yes.
And I gave you one.
You did, and
and you're doing wonderfully, might I add, darling.
Thank you.
I want you to do me a favor. Okay, I've got the 2
Right.
pot pies ready.
Yes.
Take them to table 2.
Okay.
And then once you do that, just go ahead and check around some of the other tables. Make sure they're fine, okay?
Right.
All
Cool.
right, go fast before it cools down.
Okay.
And he kind of shoos you out of the kitchen,
She'll just, like,
kind of tapping at your legs as you go forward out of the kitchen. The door swinging open.
She grabs the 2 things. Like, all right, Sylvie, you can do this. You've been doing this for like 2 weeks now. Granted, it hasn't been this busy, but it's fine. And she's just like talking to herself the whole time she's going to the table.
Of course, catches a few eyeballs as you do that, including the table you're walking up to as you see like 3, looks to be as if there's like 3 pretty gruff farmer people that seem to have gotten their stuff set up already and are kind of having their last celebration before the festival gets up tomorrow. As you bring the pot pies over, it's like, hey, thank you, lady.
You're welcome. You guys are farmers, right? I grew up on a farm. It's
Well, is that right, eh?
Yeah.
You in that pretty little dress of yours?
No, not this dress. I got this later.
No shit. And they all laugh together, clink their glasses.
Right. And then she just turns back around and goes back to the... She's gonna like check the other tables, like seeing if anybody needs any water, wants to order any more drinks, anything like that. She's trying to keep it together. She's usually a people person, but not when she has to like work. You know what I mean?
Understandable.
Yeah.
Very understandable.
Talking, yes, but talking and making sure people are happy every single time.
Yeah.
This is a little different than the usual crowd.
Of course. So as you look around, because you've been here for a couple weeks working in here, you spot people that have been from around the town. You spot quote unquote regulars that you treat constantly. You see some outside faces you've never met before, though. You see at the bar, there's this girl that's in this very pretty light yellow and white sundress with a little hat on and her blonde hair and a ponytail that goes down. You see at another table kind of sitting by himself. There's kind of a... Seems like a younger man. He has his head extremely shaved to where there's barely any hair coming out of the top of his head. Not quite bald, as you would say, but the extreme shaved head that he has there. Kind of in a very dirty hemp robe that's seen better days, and he is kind of wolfing down food very quickly at the moment.
Oh, jeez.
And you see one table is empty right now, and then off on kind of like a far corner, you see this human gentleman. It's kind of in a duster jacket, a kind of hat kind of covering over his face. Is kind of sitting with his legs crossed and outstretched, his hand just kind of up, almost looking like he's just kind of crowd watching right now. Who would you like to go to?
Interesting. Gosh, who would Sylvie be most interested in talking to? Like, she's very interested in people and, like, what their stories are and what they're doing and why they are, you know, where they are and stuff like that. But there's a pretty girl here. She's gonna go to the pretty girl.
You go to the bar where there are some other typical patrons, but you see her taking up a seat. And you walk up towards her. Is there a way to introduce yourself for the situation?
Hi, I'm Sylvie. Is there anything I can get for you?
Oh, hello, Sylvie. Oh, gosh. Honestly, just the water's fine. I'm not a big drinker, but that'd be great.
Water? Sure, you want, like, room temperature? Do you want, like, cold or, like, warm for some reason?
Oh my god.
I would rather not. That can
or, like, salt water? We can do that if you want.
Do people ask for salt water?
There was one time. I think he was drunk, though.
She just kind of giggles a little bit. Just ice water is fine.
Okay, sure. And she just, like, spins around and goes into the
Goodness.
get her water.
You go into the kitchen, fill up a little glass with ice from a bucket that you have back there, get some nice fresh water, bring it back out towards her.
Just plops it right down. There you go.
Oh, well, thank you. You are bright, might I say.
I get that a lot. Thanks. You're pretty.
Oh gosh. You kind of see her face kind of
She just
flushes.
has this big grin on her face. She's just like has the most genuine smile. Like she just tells it like it is. Like she's not like trying to butter her up. She's like, you're pretty.
Her face kind of flushes red a bit as you're looking at her. And she's like, well, thank you. You're pretty too.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. My name's Eureka.
Really? Like what you say when you discover something?
Well, yeah. Yes, you can say that.
Ooh, so I've discovered you, and your name's Eureka. So if I say Eureka, am I just saying your name, or is it like, you know what I mean?
Please don't overthink this. I've gotten this enough when I was a kid.
She's like, right. So you here for the festival?
I am, yes. What are you here for?
I work here.
That's kind of my question. You don't really fit in. Looks kind of around at the locals. You see farmers, they're not worried about cleanliness too much, whether they are male or female or anything in between. They're all very dirty, very basic clothing while you come in as the way you are.
Yeah, she also, like, at the mention of that, she kind of looks around. She sees, like, a little smidge of, like, some sort of maybe dirt, like, on the very hem of her skirt. And she's going to cast Prestidigitation just to get rid of that so it stays all, like, glittery and sparkly. She's like, yeah, Well, I tried to be an adventurer for a while, but, I have this thing that happens when I cast magic, and, a lot of people, it doesn't end well, so I gotta, like,
What do you mean by not end well?
Well, sometimes it's kind of, like, just weird, you know? It's, like, just weird things.
Right.
And sometimes it's really useful, too. But also, there was one time that maybe I shouldn't talk about that.
Oh, God. Oh.
It's a mixed bag. Have you heard of wild magic?
Hold on. Let me just a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's me. That's what that's my thing.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have to say this. You are certainly fascinating.
Thanks. I think. Yeah. Thank you.
know, you're very sweet.
Really?
Yes.
So are you.
Oh, why? Thank you.
Oh my God. Are we friends? Can we? Please.
Sure. She kind of nervously is like sweating a little bit.
Like
kind
she
of
has
as
like
things have rushed
her
forward a
like
little
hands
bit.
and fists like up to her chin, and she's like, her eyes are all like sparkles. Like, can we be friends?
She kind of sees it. It's a little awkward, but also a little cute and endearing at the same time. And she's like, okay, sure. Tell you
Yes.
what. If I see you around at the festival, you can say hi to me. And
If Pimerick will give me some time off, I'll try and find you.
of course. I mean, yeah, this should be fine. So, yeah, if you find me,
If not, I
yeah.
can probably like sneak away or something. I'll make it work.
Okay.
Don't tell him.
Mum's the word. I won't say anything.
Cool. I should probably go check on the other people.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. Good luck.
Bye, friend. Thank you. And she just
You're up. Oh my gosh.
she like goes around the bar, gives her a hug, and then keeps going.
She just kind of like, oh. But you
She
can,
like skips off to the next table. She's in a much better mood now.
Make an
Oh my
insight
gosh.
check.
This is an introvert's worst nightmare. It's silly.
Yes, it is.
Let's see. Insight. That is a natural one.
Oh my god, that's so fitting.
Boy, she fucking loves you. She is your best friend, and you believe you're her best friend already.
Oh my gosh. A natural one.
First roll of the campaign.
Oh
for
my
me.
god.
That's a great sign.
That's fantastic. That is just fantastic.
She just like, all right, yeah, she's my best friend. We're great. She's got her ice water. We're gonna hang out. It's gonna be awesome.
We're gonna go to the festival together.
Around this time, as you're about to go check on more tables, the front door swings open, and you see Valora walk inside the establishment.
You just see a hulking human woman come in.
She stops in her tracks, honestly. She definitely, like, she doesn't mean to stare at people, but again, she's probably never seen anyone quite like you.
Yeah.
Kind of like that, the old man who's just kind of inspecting you. She just kind of stops and is like, still kind of keeps walking towards the next table, but is like, definitely looking at you like a curious puppy. Not like a what the heck, but like whoa, like just wide-eyed.
Valora just makes a beeline for the bar.
Goes to the bar?
Yeah.
All right.
She just walks straight through.
You cut through the room. You go to the bar top. There is one seat right next to this small girl in a sundress that you can sit at if you so wish.
My bestie.
Yeah, she'll sit there.
As you kind of sit down, you kind of feel the seat kind of shake underneath you a little bit. But you see that she looks over at you and is like, "Oh, hello."
Valora just gives her a nod.
And there's nothing more to it. It was just kind of a friendly greeting from one another. And as you sit down at the bar top, you see, once you come in, quite frankly, you see a lot of people that are looking at you. And go ahead and make a perception check for me quick.
Okay. It's my second 12. 17.
Nice.
17. As you kind of are looking around and as you sit down, you see that some of the people around here, some of the regulars, or some of the people that live here seem to be kind of whispering amongst each other. And as you're at the bar, you've got two regulars right next to you. You can kind of hear out one of them says, "Oh boy, it's going to be a fun night tonight, huh?" And then the other guy's like, "Oh, I bet. Just wait."
Interesting.
Laura's kind of looking around, and she's used to like stares of people, but she really just kind of pays it no mind. But this, she like kind of tilts her head a bit, but you know, she's not really a thinker. She's just more of a doer. So she's like, well, if whatever they're talking about happens, it happens. So, and I'll deal with it when it comes to it. and she looks around to see if there's like a bartender or anything that can get her a drink.
You see...
See if she can make out someone.
You see only one person that stands out from the crowd. You see this small, bright girl that's bouncing around between tables and such. You probably see as she's about to head towards another table that you can try and hail her down if you want.
Valora's just gonna turn around in her seat and she's gonna try to catch your eye and just wave her hand and just kind of wiggle it a little bit to try to catch your attention.
She definitely notices. She's been kind of like...
It's been in your peripherals the entire time.
Yes. One second. Sorry, I'm the only person here right now.
Oh, you're all right.
And then she's just like... She tells the table, I'll be right back. And she makes you the priority. She just hurries over to the bar and she just like goes back around. She's like, "Hi, bestie," and then just looks at you again. It's like, yeah, hi. My name's Sylvie. What you want? Do you want some water? We have water. We have cold water. We have ice water. We have warm water. We have salt water. We have room temperature water.
Valora just starts like blinking and like
Eureka kind of giggling her
she's kind of like she's kind of like leaning back a little bit at like Sylvie's like energy and just rambling, and she just holds out her hand for Sylvie to stop, and she's like, I would just like the largest cup of ale that you have.
Ooh, the big mug. Got it. And she just goes right back and gets like essentially like the big gulp version of like a tankard.
Exactly. You've got one that's like you have to carry it with both hands all the time, pressed against your chest to be able to maintain the weight of it, especially when it's full of ale.
She like just has it like up against her chest and then like lifts it with like her whole torso and just kind of slides it onto the bar counter. She's like, some of it spills on her and she like prestidigitations it. I was like, whew, been a while since anyone ordered that. Here you go.
Valora watches her struggle with like a blank face, and as she like slides it towards her, the corner of her mouth kind of turns up a little bit, and she nods at Sylvie, and she says, "Thank you. I appreciate it."
Sure. And you want to start a tab, or it's just gonna be like a one thing?
Yeah, I would like to start a tab.
Okay. Like her eyebrows raised at that. She's like, she's all right. All right, cool. Did you tell me your name already? I don't remember.
Am I required to tell you my name?
To write it down for the tab so I can keep track. We have a little notebook.
Valora.
Laura! That's a pretty name.
Oh, thank you.
You're pretty too.
Valora just kind of like blinks like in surprise. She's never really dealt with someone like this before.
She's an open book. No filter. She says everything that's in her head.
You just see like a very like hint of like a blush come up behind her freckles, and she goes, "Thank you."
You're welcome. And then she's just gonna go back to the back and like write down the...
Before you go back to the back, make a history check for me quick.
Ooh, history. All right, please don't be a natural one again.
You can do better than that.
Natural one.
Oh my god!
You know what? Forget I asked.
Wow.
History, remembering things, not your strong suit.
Wow.
No.
You have two cute ladies at the bar.
Yeah.
Head empty.
Yep.
Only girls.
Only girls and just a packed house. So.
Valora watches Sylvie go to write her name on the tab, and she lifts her humongous tankard of ale, and she lifts it effortlessly, by the way, in case you were wondering. she just gulps it down. Probably like she gets about halfway before she puts it down. She lets out a big sigh, and then she kind of looks around a bit more and tries to zone in on that ringing in her head, if it's still happening.
Actually, you wouldn't have to make a perception check. I would say that when you're in here, you feel that ringing is pretty hefty right now as you're inside this tavern. As you're sitting there as well, trying to focus in on this for a moment, you hear the door swing open again, and in walks two gentlemen. The first one that walks in kind of swings the door open aggressively, and you see walking in this kind of middle-aged, large, half-orc man has upward protruding tusks that come up over his face. As he kind of comes in. You see he's got a couple scars on him, including the fact that as you look at him, his left eye is glass instead of what you would usually see in his eye as he walks in. Behind him, you kind of see this smaller halfling individual that's just kind of there, has one of those kind of small little caps on his head and has on some farmer's clothes as well as they walk in. And you see that these individuals walk right up to you.
Oh.
Valora, as she sees them walk up to her, she turns around and she stands up.
As you stand up, he goes, good idea. You took my seat.
I didn't see your name on it.
Yeah, I don't need it, because people that are smart know it's mine.
I'm sorry that I'm not from here.
I can tell, little bird. So, are you gonna move and let me take my seat?
Valora lets out a sigh.
You see he also appears behind, and he's like, oh, you bought a drink for me too. Perfect.
At that, Valora narrows her eyes.
Meanwhile, Sylvie behind the bar counter is looking between these two. Do I recognize this guy as a regular?
You do not.
Interesting.
Unfortunately, your history was a 1. So,
Yeah.
you do know that for the 2 weeks that you've been here, I will give you for one last history check. It's not for what you would have gotten last time.
Using
this is slightly different.
I'm using a different
Here's a different one.
This is a different roll.
Oh, interesting. That's a natural 3.
Oh my god.
For a...
Oh no.
Let's see here. History. +1. That is a 4.
All you know is you haven't seen this guy here yet since you started a couple weeks ago. And you have no idea what the hell is going on.
Sylvie doesn't like unwarranted conflict, and this looks unwarranted to her. So she's as small as she is. She cares about the people that she's serving and stuff like that. She wants things to be safe, nice place, environment for everybody.
Yeah.
So she's just gonna tiptoe up to just kind of she's keeping a good couple feet behind the bar. She's not right up against it. And she just looks up and holds up her finger and is like, excuse me.
You just see slowly shifting to the side from behind Valora, peering over with the angriest look on his face. Just deadlocks his eyes with you. What?
She was here first, so I don't remember Pimrick telling me about a reservation system for the bar counter. So, can you please not start a fight? That would be great. And she just has this nervous grin on her face.
You kind of see this smirk crawls on his face. He's like, well, you know what? You're right. The little lady said my name's not on the seat. That must mean... that this is all just a big mistake. Why don't you shut your fucking mouth and get out of here? I know you're not from here, so you can't say anything to me. And you kind of see as you turn a little bit, you kind of see that Pimrick is kind of cowering behind the door to the kitchen a little bit as he's peering out because he has heard what's going on.
Uh-huh.
He's got kind of motioning you over, nervously kind of.
At this, Valora just kind of sadly shakes her head at this orc man like he has done something terribly wrong. And she steps in front of him so that his view isn't on Sylvie anymore. She goes, I think that you were talking to me, not her.
Oh, we're not talking anymore. Give me the seat, or we're going to speak the way I know how.
We'll be speaking my language then. And she reaches over, grabs her her cup of ale and smashes it against his head.
Perfect. As this is happening, I'll go ahead and slowly move over towards, once you've been pulled aside, towards Pimrick. He's like, Sylvie? Okay,
Yeah,
this is a bit of a problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who is that? Who's that?
Oh, dear.
Why
Okay,
is
dear.
As she
so
does,
angry?
as she does that, as she smashes the thing, she calls out to Sylvie over her shoulder, "Prepare me a new one, please."
So, firstly, I would like for everyone to roll initiative.
Hell yeah!
Okay,
Hoo-wee.
please. I'm gonna try a different dice for initiative.
All right, bet higher than a 12 this time.
What is this? All right.
17.
That's a natural 9 for.
Wow, you are on a roll today, aren't you?
Oh yeah. 11 for initiative.
All right. Valora?
It was 17. Another
Makes sense.
17. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Sylvie doesn't know.
I mean, her
Sylvie doesn't know what the fuck to do.
Her initiative is only +2, but
So is mine.
oh really?
Okay.
Makes sense for my girl, 'cause she's like, hesitancy galore.
All right. Before we go into this, as
rolled
Sylvie's over
so
there on the
well.
side, before we hear this shattering of glass, you see that as Pimrick has kind of called you aside, he's like, "Oh, about that.
Yeah.
He's that is Glass Gorgo. He's
Glass
kind of
Gorgo?
yeah, he's a bit of a ruffian around here. He kind of a bit of a.
His name's Gorgo.
His name's Gorgo. Yes.
Gorgo?
Gorgo. Yes, he's a half orc. Don't judge him. Okay, that's not
Oh,
right to
I'm
do.
judging Pimrick. He was mean.
I see that. So he's a.
Is she just like squinting her eyes and looking at the floor like that's a name?
He's a bit of a bully, as you can kind of see. He's kind
Yeah.
of made his way around. Not like I can quite kick him
Gorgo
out.
the bully.
I can't kick him out of my establishment, but yeah, he's always there with his little I can't really say apprentice. He's more like a business partner of
Like a
sorts, if you
sidekick?
will. Not quite.
A crony?
His name's Finland.
Okay.
But yeah, you should maybe stay out of this. And you hear the fucking mug break across this guy's face.
Oh, I just cleaned that.
And as the mug breaks, he goes, "Okay, Sylvie,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna teach us robot."
Isn't that the only one that we had? The only big one?
That is a problem.
Yeah.
We'll deal with that later. We
Okay.
have one extra thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
I have a rule. Okay,
Yes.
things stay calm and quiet.
This a bar fight's never happened before.
Unless something happens.
Uh-huh.
Now, please be careful.
Uh-huh.
But you may do whatever you need to get him out of here for the rest of the patrons. Okay.
Whatever I need.
Yes.
Whatever I need.
Just
And she
please
has
be-
like
just-
her mouth is
please-
slowly
please
growing
careful.
into a grin.
Please careful. Please careful. But things are going bad, so you go.
Alrighty. And she just
But with that initiative, with the mug, I will go ahead and say that since it was not quite expected on his behalf, I'll consider that a free hit of an improvised weapon.
Nice.
Go ahead and roll 1d4 plus your strength modifier.
I will say her grin has turned from bubbly to a little chaotic now.
I don't think you raw have proficiency with improvised weapons, so it'll be just plus your strength for
4 + 5, 9.
so 9 damage. You
9 mug damage.
You strike this guy across the face with the mug. Glass eye comes popping out and flying across the dining room.
Oh no.
Lands into the glass of the jug of ale that is on a table that's over on the side. Oh, fuck! But with that, you have caused a decent bit of chaos already with a bit of a free action to begin with before this
Perfect.
all. As
Oh, dang it!
this round begins. And I'm going to do a little something here quick. Okay. All right. So
I love this.
I would like for you to roll perception for me quick, Valora.
Ooh.
And actually, both of you can roll perception, actually, since you're both getting involved in this now.
Please be a double digit. Nope.
19.
19?
That's a natural 9 again.
Oh, Allie.
I'm using 3 different d20s too. 10.
10?
10.
All right. Due to the bar top counter being a bit crowded and everything there, you can't quite see.
And I'm short.
But you notice for a split second after you struck Glass Gorgo across the face with this large, one-of-a-kind mug, that you see the smaller halfling gentleman, like a bolt of lightning, disappear from his side and get behind you.
Oh.
Does a dirty 20 hit?
Yeah.
Wow.
That hits.
As you feel a sharp pain in your lower back, very low, as you take 9 points of damage as you feel this dagger
Jeez.
pierce into your back.
Oh.
And then
Ow.
you watch as
Ow.
just as quickly
Owie.
he just as
She
he gets
doesn't
you
say
with
that.
this.
She doesn't say that.
So out of character. This really big buff lady. Owie.
He does this really quick sweep as he runs behind you and kind of catches you with a small blade in your lower back, and then uses a bonus action to disengage and keep with his
Oh,
motion
so he's a
as
little
he gets
coward.
Gets back behind this much taller half-orc gentleman.
He's using you as a pin cushion.
He's a little coward.
And it is now your turn, Valora.
Little bit.
I'm just trying to picture this. How tall is Glass Gorgo?
Glass Gorgo is probably slightly taller than you, 6'4" maybe around there.
Okay. At that little stab to her back, and then seeing this little man run away and cower behind the orc, Valora's gonna get real mad, and she's gonna go into a rage for her bonus action.
Let's go. Yes.
Yes.
She's just gonna curse under her breath, and as she starts to rage, she pulls out her great axe from her back, and she looks at Glass Gorgo, and she goes, "All this over a seat," and she's gonna swing her axe at him and
Oh my God.
and try to hit.
Of course. Go ahead and roll the hit.
17 to hit.
17
Why
hits.
17?
I know. Like, I rolled a 10 and my attack is plus
17 is
7.
your lucky number.
I
Go
guess
ahead
so.
and roll damage.
17. No.
That would be crazy.
It would. Oh.
That is a 1 on the d12.
Oh!
Oops.
That's not 17.
Okay, so that's plus 5, so 6, and then I get plus 2 rage damage, so 8.
All
I guess
right.
it's an axe slashing
Yes,
damage?
it is.
Slashing,
Yes, it's slashing damage.
Slash
how do
this
you
man.
swipe down at him?
I'm going to try to just, like, I'm not trying to kill this guy. I'm just trying to hurt him enough so that he gets scared of me and runs away. So I'm swinging my axe at his chest, aiming to, like, just make, like, a slash.
Of course. So you kind of bring down and you kind of gash across his farmer clothes and create a big cut that goes across his chest with this massive axe of yours.
Perfect.
And he lets out a grunt of pain. Oh, God. You kind of hear Pim come back. Don't kill, please. I don't need that lawsuit in my life. Is there anything else for you?
No, that's all.
All right, Sylvie, it is your turn.
Okie dokie. She like tries to roll her sleeves up, but they slide right back down. And,
Of course, a little too flowy for that.
yeah. And she's going to unhook her little crystal sickle from her corset and just hold it in her hand. Sizes up this guy. He's like as tall as Valora?
A little bit
A
taller.
little bit
A little bit tall. Oh, dear God. All right. So, let's see. She sees Valora freaking slash him and is like, okay, it's getting a little real here. What should I do? Don't kill him, Pembroke said. Don't kill him, but like Glass Gorgo needs to Glass Gorgo. So
Oh
she
my
is
God.
going to cast Ray of Frost on him.
Okay.
to
What
hopefully
kind of,
cool him off. Cool down, buddy.
Is that a... Do I make a saving throw for that?
You need to... It says, ooh, it's a ranged spell attack. Okay, so
Nice.
I gotta roll. Please roll a higher number than a 9. A 9 is the highest one I've rolled so far.
I mean, you could always Tides of Chaos.
That
Yep.
is true.
But as we've discussed, it's going to immediately result in you rolling something else.
Do I have to say if I'm doing it before I roll?
You do have to declare beforehand.
Oh, wow.
Because otherwise, you're not putting the risk out there.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm gonna see what happens first. That's a natural 20.
Nice.
Okay.
Let's go.
That's a natural 20.
The
Okay.
balance of the universe.
Automatic hit.
Yes. Wow.
Roll the damage dice twice.
All right, that's 1d8 cold damage.
So it'll be 2d8.
2d8.
While you're rolling, I forgot to mention something.
Ooh.
Of course.
When I began to rage, spirits appeared behind me.
Ooh.
Yes.
How many would you think that there are?
There's 3
Three?
spirits.
Okay. So 3 very large barbarian-esque blue spirits appear behind Valora.
Ooh.
And they're just kind of like behind her, in a way helping her with her attack.
Nice.
Absolutely.
And
Yes.
with that, this dude does have disadvantage on any attack against someone that isn't me.
Ooh.
So they
Of
have
course.
disadvantage on attacks against you.
Fancy.
So
Nice.
yeah.
Okay, so that is 9 cold damage, and his speed is reduced by 10 feet until the start of my next turn.
His speed is reduced by a little bit more than that as you turn him into a standing popsicle with this ray of frost and freeze him in place, rendering him unconscious.
Yeah, because her goal was not to kill him, but like make him stop doing bad things.
You kind of blast out this ray of frost over top the bar as various people start ducking down as they see this incantation coming forward. And
I will say the magic comes from her sickle.
as it comes from the sickle
It is
arcing
her
across
arcane focus.
as this cold breeze comes through that comes across this guy's face, and after all the half of the tankard of ale that was across him freezes as this one comes across
It's
it,
an ale popsicle.
becoming a standing ale popsicle as his body starts to shake a little bit and tumble
Flora, can you catch
backwards.
him? Flora, catch him! Flora, catch him! Please,
But
please!
it falls on top
Valora
of...
just doesn't. She just stands there.
I don't want to be a murderer, please!
It falls on top of Finland, who breaks the fall and
Okay.
as it lands on him.
Wait, did he die?
He's not dead as the wind's kind of knocked out of him. And you see a bunch of people kind of go, okay. And they start dragging a Finland who's just as he's trying to catch his breath, and then the popsicle of Glass Gorgo goes out.
This 6-foot-plus popsicle.
One of the guys at the one table kind of takes the glass eye out of his thing and like throws it at them as they're walking
Oh my
him out of the bar. As this comes to a close.
Okay. Well, no more of that. Okay, please. That was the okay. Pimrick.
Yes.
I did I do? Was that bad?
Oh, you did
bad?
wonderfully. You did wonderfully. You didn't kill him either. So,
Okay, yeah.
Oh,
I tried not
boy.
to.
whew.
That could have gone way worse, but it didn't. So it's fine, right? It's fine.
Yeah, everything's fine.
It's fine. That's fine. That's
you
fine
see
to
he
happen.
That's fine. He kind of walks up to the counter and he kind of barely is able to see above you. You see mostly Hat coming over the table with his head as he looks up at you.
Yeah, the chef hat.
Hello. Miss-
Valora's just kind of standing there watching as they're dragging out the Gorgo popsicle. And she's just kind of like breathing like kind of heavy, like she's still kind of angry. And as she turns around, she just glares at Penrick. And, and she just lets out a big breath, and the spirits begin to fade away. And she sits down and she goes, "Can I have another?"
Of course, Miss Flora, and it is on the house from me.
Pimrick, do we have a way to fix? She like crouches down and like
Yes.
like whispers really loudly. She's like, do we have a way to fix the big glass?
Nope, it's got to be a little one. I'm sorry.
Oh
But
no.
it's all in the house for her. Just give her as many refills as she needs.
Okay, I think I'm gonna be stuck at the bar for the rest of the...
That's fine. He kind of looks around and sees that a lot of the bars kind of calm down and people are starting to scatter and leave a little bit.
She drank half of that in like 3 seconds. She's gonna go through the regular glasses like
you better
like shots.
You better treat her pretty well, okay?
Yeah.
Go get some. You know what?
Right,
just fill up like 4 already.
Okay. 4 at a time. Right. Got it.
That'll do it.
And
right?
she like ties her sickle back onto her waist and gets 4 glasses and just like cleans them out because she hasn't really had to use them because most people are focused at the tables right now.
Yeah.
So she's like, okay, well, I'm gonna get new one of those. No one died. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. No fireballs happened again. Everything's fine.
Sylvia, can hear right here. Quiet, please.
Sorry.
You're good, darling.
She like bites her lip to make herself stop talking to herself.
Valora looks over at the are the 2 people that she heard whispering earlier still there? They were saying that
they pretty much scattered and helped carry Glass Gorgo outside.
Okay. So she can assume that that's what they were talking about when they said that.
You can assume that, yeah, because they're people that lived here before, they knew that he likes to claim that as his seat.
Yeah.
And saw an outsider come in and was like, this will be entertainment.
Oh, that's what it was. Glass Gorgo is Ice Gorgo now.
She looks over to her left. Is the girl with the yellow sundress still
Eureka.
there? Or does she run out too?
No, she is there. She was kind of a little scared by things happening, but as things have calmed down, she's kind of like she's still there and seems to be finishing up what she's got there and seems to be starting to stand up a little bit. But you can speak to her if you wish to.
Laura sits down and she takes a rag that she saw on the bar top and she's just cleaning off the blood on her axe. And she looks over. She goes, "Do you want a drink?"
No, it's fine. I don't really drink too much, but thank you for the offer.
Sure. And she just looks over and waits for Sylvia to bring her the rest of the ale.
All right. Thank you for taking care of that man. It seemed like he has some kind of repertoire with this place, if you will. And seems to get a little bit calmer from here on out.
Well, I don't like people that tell me what to do.
I think most people don't.
Well, I'm glad that he's gone now. And I can enjoy my ale in peace.
Same. You go do that. I'm going to go to my room. Have a great time at the festival. Maybe I'll see you around there and say hi.
Sure. You too.
Of course. Good night.
Night.
And she kind of steps from the bar, gives a nice little wave as she starts to head back towards the room. It's screaming from the back. Bye, Sylvie.
Laura like looks between the two like, what the heck?
You just kind of see like a really basic whisper from across, like, good luck with that girl. But Pembroke kind of from behind the bar, he just says like, I apologize dearly for that man and the problems that he caused. I'm so sorry. It shouldn't have happened. Oh boy. But I guess thank you for taking care of him. All of your drinks are on me and stuff.
Oh, thank you.
The one that froze him, but it's fine. It's fine. She's like, she's mumbling that under her breath.
I am sorry for causing a bit of a ruckus in here.
Oh, no, he does that when he's in the first place, so if this is the last ruckus, that's the best thing I can ask for.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
Of course, I assume you're here for the Harvest Festival?
Yes. I heard that people come from all over, is that true?
Oh, yes, people come from all over on this side of... Oh, gosh, I forgot the name of my own place. It's almost like it's the first session or something like that. People come from all over on this side of the continent and from across the river as well, sometimes. Not very often, but sometimes people make the trek to come here, do business ventures and such. But yeah, people come from all over.
Really? Even from Lantigloss?
Yes.
Even with the water the way it is now?
Yeah, like I said, it's not many people that make the trek. It's mostly businessmen. It's not a cheap endeavor to go across the dark tides, as you may know. But the rich can do what they want. They come over, they sell some stuff to us while we struggle to be able to compete with what they do. And then as soon as Vessel's gone, they'll just go right on back to where they came from and leave us to our business.
Laura scoffs and she kind of rolls her eyes a bit. Ain't that the truth?
Yeah. So I assume you're not from around Hillcrest?
No.
Does that mean you need a place to stay?
Yes, actually. I was hoping I could stay here if you have any rooms.
Oh boy. He kind of looks back at the kitchen door really quickly. Looks back towards you. He's like, well, I say that I've sold all the rooms. There is one left. It is the room beside the young lady who helps me here, Miss Sylvie. I give her a room here 'cause she's not from here either, but she's been here helping with the bar and was going to help with the rush due to the festival, and so I give her a little place to stay. I usually keep that room empty just in case something happens. But you seem capable.
In case something happens?
Don't tell her I said this. Don't tell her I said this. But as you saw, she can do magic, but she can't always control it. It can go a little topsy-turvy, if you will, and cause a little bit of too much of a ruckus. So just in case anything like that happened while she was in her room, I decided to leave the other one empty just in case, God forbid, some child's in there when the room suddenly catches ablaze.
Oh my god.
But I feel like it's the least I could do for you, and if anything happens, you could probably take care of yourself at the same time. So,
you know what? I will take the room. It's fine.
Okay.
I can handle it.
Kind of looks back. Right, she'll be back with the drinks in any moment. You seem to have a bit of a intrigue in Lentagloss, it seems. You brought that up before most other things when it came to people around here. And I'll assume you probably need money to try and get across at some point.
Well, I don't have any particular interest in going across, but I do eventually want to check out the water if my path leads me there.
Of course. Well, I have a job offer for you.
Oh?
Tomorrow is the festival. And, you'll be out there amongst yourself doing what you will and so on and so forth. The tavern will be closed tomorrow because most people, they're going to be getting all of whatever they need from the food stalls and drink vendors that'll be around the town. So, I'm going to be running my own stall, which means that no one will be watching her.
Valora stares at him in silence for a good...
chaperone.
She stares at him in silence for a good long minute.
Oh my god.
And she reaches into her pocket and feels the very meager set of coins. And she lets out a sigh.
Babysitting.
She lets out a sigh and then holds out her hand to shake. She goes, sure.
Of course, he reaches out his hand, shakes yours. It's a very small hand from a halfling, so he reaches up over the bar towards yours. Swallows it even more than the older man's hand.
Yeah, she
from
just
earlier in the
firmly
caravan.
shakes it.
Whew.
And the doors swing open behind them. Oh, you guys are such good friends already. Look at you shaking hands.
Oh, yes, we are. Oh, boy. Well, Sylvie.
Yes?
I know you've been intrigued in the festival tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
And we're going to be closed tomorrow because of the food stalls and such.
That's right, I forgot.
So I thought, what a wonderful idea if you have someone to go see it with. And Miss Valor here has kindly offered to help you around a little bit.
Her face just lights up and she just looks up at Laura. It's like holding because the glasses have handles, they're the like the mug things,
yeah,
the two in each hand.
Yeah.
And she's just like, really? If she had a tail, it'd be wagging.
Laura just kind of lets out a half-hearted chuckle. Yeah.
Ah, awesome! And she just like slams all 4 glasses on down in the bar.
The glasses down. You see that Pimrick walks in the back for a moment, and he's like, "Oh, can you go check on that table over there quick for me?"
Which one? 4?
Oh, it doesn't matter, that one. Yeah, 4. 4's perfect for me.
Because it's been a while since they've like ordered.
Yep, go check on them.
Oh, okay. And she just runs off.
You see he kind of bends down below the counter. A little bit. Doesn't have been very far to go down there. But he kind of fills up a bag, and he goes, puts it down. This is 30 gold. This place is financed by Mr. Lyndon Colborne. He kind of is a very prolific person in Hillcrest, helps finance the whole festival and everything.
Does he live here?
Oh, yes, he does. In the mansion that's down the road.
Okay. She notes that.
Yeah, you'll probably see him. He usually does a bit of a first day ceremony for the festival of sorts, where he kind of welcomes everyone in and does a bit of a grand opening of sorts, though it's a little later on in the day typically. But you should see him there tomorrow. But, he kind of... I wouldn't say he's rich compared to the people up north, but on this side of the continent, he's one of the richer people here, and he helps keep financed all of the farmers and my business here to make sure that we stay afloat whenever things go wrong. So this job's on him. And he slides over a bag with 30 gold in it.
Oh. She opens it up and looks at all the gold and back at him, her eyes kind of in shock, and she goes, "Exactly how dangerous can her magic get?"
I'll be honest, I don't know, but from what she's told me, it can get pretty bad.
And she's probably overshared. Every single story that she's had with all of her previous parties that have gone wrong, she's told him.
And Laura kind of leans over closer to him. You just want me to chaperone her tomorrow?
Just make sure that she's quite excitable. Make sure she doesn't get into anything, please. You don't have to, constantly be hovering over her, but
right.
Just make sure that she doesn't... There's got to be a kinder way to say this. Make sure she doesn't get into trouble with her gung-ho attitude.
Valora just kind of nods, and you see just a bead of sweat just kind of drip down her face at the thought of having to control this already just super hyper and energetic and friendly person at a festival.
He kind of sees the emotions on your face, and he just kind of says, "Don't worry. As much as she can be, she's a sweet girl. She means no harm to anyone."
I can see that, but
yes,
I will do as you ask.
Of course. Well, enjoy the drinks all you want. He kind of slides up a key over there. This is Barroom 2, right next to hers. Go ahead and wind down whenever you're ready.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
She just immediately chugs down one of the glasses.
Oh, God.
I expected that.
Yeah.
He goes into the back.
Oh, Sylvie wasn't kidding.
You have your final drinks as it's starting to get later on in night now. Any of the locals in here, they're starting to go to sleep to wake up early in the morning to set up their booths for the festival tomorrow. Same thing for a lot of the visitors start to wind down and go into their own rooms across the place. And if there's anything that you two want to talk about when the place is pretty much empty at this point, aside from you two at the bar.
She's probably cleaning up the tables, wiping them down. But then whenever when Pimrick's looking, she's using the cloth. But when he's not looking, she uses prestidigitation.
Oh goodness!
Because she's lazy sometimes, and she's just it's so much easier with magic. So, but as she's wiping down tables, she'll probably look at Valora and be like, "So, you're here just for the festival, or?"
Yeah, as Sylvie's been wiping down the tables and mugs and stuff, Valora's just been steadily drinking, just staring off into space. And she looks over at Sylvie and she puts down her mug and she goes, "Yeah, I'm here for the festival and to just look around and see what kinds of people there are here."
There's a lot of people. I have never seen Glass Gorgo before.
Wasn't he a regular?
Not since I've been here. I don't know. He's not important though. Did you see Eureka? She's nice. Did you see you guys? I think you were talking for a second.
Eureka.
The lady with the sun.
Oh, that was her name.
Yeah, her name's Eureka. Pretty cool, right?
Yeah, a little. Sure.
And she just comes over and like starts wiping down the bar counter, like picks up the mugs and like cleans underneath it and puts it back down. That's how much have you had? I've lost track. I probably should have been writing this down in a tab. Wait, no, he said on the house. Okay, cool. Never mind. She just goes back to wiping the bar.
Laura just kind of nods and shakes her head a little bit, and she continues drinking. And then she puts it down, and she looks at Sylvie again as another thought crosses her mind. Is the pinging any different? Has it gone away? Is it louder?
It has not gone away, and it has not gone down. And you note that most people have left the bar at this point or moved to the attached inn. There's just a single door outside of the tavern that goes to essentially attached part that's a 2-story, small little inn section that has 4 rooms on each floor.
Okay. And she looks at Sylvie and she goes, Your dress is very nice. What kind of fabric is it made of?
It's I'm not quite sure, but it's not normal.
It's not normal.
Nope.
Can I feel it?
Sure. And she like holds out her sleeve.
And she reaches out and she touches Sylvie's arm and feels the fabric.
As you touch her arm, time essentially stops for you.
What?
As you feel this electrical tingling come across your body as you make contact with her. And
what the fuck is
realize a significance of this moment. You've never quite had a reaction like this before, but you feel this is what you were sensing before.
This.
As it feels like time is still for a few seconds as you process things, and then you kind of go right back into normal. Feel the sleeve. That static in your head is gone.
As that happens, I don't know if Sylvie would see it, but Valora's eyes widen ever so slightly, and then she drops her hand and looks curiously at Sylvie. Where are you from?
Where am I from? Gosh, have you heard of a place called Astra Fields?
Have I?
It's a farm.
I would say that you've been around. You've heard of a place like that before. You know it's a very small town that's kind of almost similar to this place. It's a farming town, even smaller and less known. It's very off the beaten path. But you've heard of it before as you've traveled around.
Yeah, I've heard of it here and there.
Ooh, we're on the map a little bit. Okay.
She kind of chuckles.
Why do you ask?
Just curious. You just seem a little out of place here.
I get that a lot. Yeah, my magic is a little funky. I don't think I told you about it yet. I told Eureka. She seemed kind of worried. She like kind of sprinkles her face a little bit. She's wondering if maybe she said too much again, but then immediately dismisses it because it's already too late anyway.
You hear Pembroke kind of step out. No need for that, Sylvie darling. It's getting a little late, so let's go ahead. The bar's winding down to a close.
But shouldn't she know about like all the stuff that can happen?
It's gonna be fine. You're going to be fine, Sylvie, okay?
If you say so, okay.
I do say so.
I mean, it's been a while. It's been
a few days.
Yeah, it's been a few days. It's been and she just her shoulders kind of slump.
Laura just kind of looks between them like, a few days.
It's fine. Let's just we're kind of winding down for the night, but you guys can take your rooms. The front door's open to go as you please, but the bar will be shutting down now.
I still have to clean the glasses though. Everything.
Clean the glasses. I know you work. Clean the glasses.
Yeah. Okay.
Laura quickly downs the last one, and
she wanted to know about my dress, so
well, yeah, that's fine. But now I'm winding down.
She just like takes one of the empty ones and starts cleaning it out. And then when he's not looking, prestidigitation done. And then
when you're doing that with prestidigitation, Valora's gonna grab the cloth and clean 2 of the glasses too.
She notices,
To help you out
but
a
she's
little
like,
Nice.
she doesn't say anything. She just smiles, and it's a more calm smile for once.
Yeah, Valora's just straight face, just cleaning the glasses and handing them over to you.
Oh, all right, thanks. I won't tell him. Don't worry.
Okay.
Because if I do, he'll be mad at me. Why did you let the customer clean the glasses? What's wrong with you? It happened once.
Well, he did let me have them for free, so.
That's true. Next one, and she just grabs the
At this point, the bar is becoming extremely quiet, as it was just you guys in there for now. A lot of people are resting up for the festival tomorrow, and as you start to finish up some of your cleaning, you go ahead and head towards your room 2, towards the end. You notice that Sylvie's room is the farthest away from the actual tavern as it can be, and it's at the end of the hallway. But you have the room right next to it, and you open it. It's a very modest place.
Mhm.
It's fairly small, has a full-sized bed in there, which is a decent size.
Yeah.
A nice little wardrobe, a tiny little desk area, and a small little bathroom off to the side. Looks like this place isn't used very often except for around this time of year when they have visitors coming in. That's a very nice, cozy place to settle down in.
homie.
As you start to rest for the day after your long bit of traveling, is there anything that comes across Valora's mind?
She's mostly just going to be thinking about the sensation that she felt when she touched Sylvie. She's had them before, and they've usually led to certain things happening, but with this one, she has never felt it as intense as before, and she's very confused as to why this bubbly, strange, friendly little waiter in this farming town would be so seemingly important to her path. And she takes off her armor and gets washed up and settles down into her comfy clothes. She puts her axe down right by the side of her bed, and she lays down, and she's almost in denial about it, that it must have been wrong. It that can't be true. Like, how is that even possible? But she knows that it's never wrong, and she goes to bed with worrisome thoughts in her mind.
Wonderful. I love it.
I don't know what's going on.
And as Sylvie finally finishes cleaning up the glasses in the bar top,
Closes up shop.
going towards your room that you've been in for a while, what does Sylvie's room look like? It's the same as it, but what's the condition of the room inside?
Well, about that. It probably looks like a teenager's room, despite her being 24 years old. It's kind of organized chaos. Like, if you go in there, there's like some clothes hanging on, the end of the bed. There's one that's like on a dresser, not in the dresser, but on top, but it's folded.
Yes.
Like, it was almost there, but then she got distracted by something, so she just kind of left it there and thought that was good enough. It's like, if you went in there, you wouldn't be able to find something that she asked you to find, but if she goes in there, she knows exactly where everything is. That is her room.
Of course. And as she settles down for the night, is there anything going through Sylvie's head after
She met 2
a
really
busy
pretty
day?
ladies today and a really scary man that she turned into a popsicle.
Very simple thoughts.
Yep.
Wonderful.
And she gets to have a nice day off tomorrow with her new bestie in the sundress that she will definitely find and hang out with the entire time.
God.
And probably Valora too. And it's going to be a great time all around. Nothing bad's going to happen. Everything's going to be great. No disasters. No anything. Everything's going to be fine.
I love it. But as you both wind down for sleep and rest after this long day preparing yourselves for the Hillcrest Harvest Festival that you've both been looking forward to for quite some time, whether it be in your own unique ways, you settle down to get some rest for the night. I need you both to roll d20s for me.
Oh God.
Okay. 15.
15?
19.
19. Okay. I need you both to roll perception checks for me.
Oh God. What is happening, Evan?
Oh my God, another natural 19.
Oh shit, it was... I picked it up the wrong way.
For...
It's 11. 16.
Dirty 20.
16 dirty 20. So, as you guys are sleeping restfully in the middle of the night, both of you are awoken in the middle of the night. Outside your windows, it's very faint, but you can hear some kind of muffled voice outside, and you hear rustling of bushes. And Valora, as you are woken up a little bit and you hear this, you look directly up above your bed and you see attached to the ceiling this weird being that almost looks like a large slug of sorts.
Ew!
With this really long, slimy tentacle tendril that's mere inches from your face.
No!
And we'll end the session there.
No!
Thank you, everybody, for
Is that
tuning
above
in.
my bed too?
No!
There's nothing above yours. Thank you all for tuning in to session 1 of Tides of Esthios. And we will see you next time with the continuation of this story.
What the hell?
Hey everyone, it's Evan from the future. Thank you for listening to the first premiere episode of Tides of Esthios from us here at Arcane Trinity, starring Allie with 1 L, aka Alivar as Sylvie, Allie with 2 L's, also known as Alley Cat as Valora, and myself, Evan, or Maskman, as the DM and everyone else in this thing. Thank you for listening on your choice of Spotify or YouTube, available on both at Arcane Trinity Podcast. You can also follow us on socials. We've got Twitter at Arcane Trinity _, TikTok and Instagram and Facebook at Arcane Trinity Podcast. You can also join the Arcane Trinity Podcast Discord and talk to fellow fans about the show and theorize and just hang around. Or you can support us on Patreon and get extra bonus content like our post-episode wraps at Arcane Trinity Podcast as well. All of those links can be found in the link tree in the description. Thank you again, everybody, for watching, and we will see you next Friday, May 9th, for the next episode. See you then.